The video I have is 1 hour long. Can we make it 20 minutes long? Reworking an episode of GOONER Battleship Royale. It's about cosplayers, not Gooners, though. The Gooners are not the ones surviving here. Although it is pretty hot. It's pretty hard to survive. But my heat wave is gonna last only 3 days with the 2-day extension. I'm not worried about this one. I hope there's no more heat waves, though.
Episodes. It's a hot day today, and I just want to survive. I just want to pass through until this happens. Alright? It's a heat wave, and I have to survive the wave. As if I have been attacked by something. I have to admit to myself I won't be productive, and there's only a few things I can do as a result.
There's a wave of zombies attacking me, too,
I could chill and listen to music, but I kind of want to go to sleep. Welcome to part 8. Let's see what makes this one special. I'm actually going to jump in right in there. Maybe I'll have like 10
Yes, it's the ultimate strategy. Goon to sleep.
profiles shown to you guys. By the way, the real difference maker is which day of the heat wave is it, because every day gets worse. The number doesn't matter. What matters is accumulation of heat. Heat gets trapped within every single item, within the house itself. It's mostly within my bed and like clothes, you name it. Somehow my...
Everything is drenched in sweat after a heat wave. The deeper you go into the heat wave, the worse it gets. Just because the number doesn't change doesn't mean it's not torture. Or that the mood is literally the same as yesterday. No, it's a fucking drag. Torture accumulates like sleeplessness.
It gets more and more sweaty, and it's uncontrollable. I mean, yesterday was pretty hot.
You will have to be dragged through an introduction, then we'll get to the, cosplayers themselves, so... And then we'll get to the rant part, where my brain just started yapping. So, that's what we have for today.
School should be associated with common sense, at the very least. It should be established upon those principles. I'm not saying
Did I say school shooting?
I have to go to school. That's exactly what I don't have to do. I get to enjoy a hot day any way I want. I get freedom, because it's this fucking painful. And I want everyone to be free instead of being in danger. I've seen news that some schools do in fact close. But is there a go-to number for schools to close? Wow, it's weird that anyone would say schools are closing. Schools are not supposed to be open, though. What's going on? Depends on the country. Consecutive days. And all I fucking see is horror stories, basically. Because you ask, like, world to provide some order, nah, bro, it's like fucking slaps you. You're asking too many questions. Boom. Anyways, talking about consecutive days. Bam and bam. We have 2 more to go after surviving 2. I might come back with another one. Who knows, if it's successful. Boom, 3 points. ID, 34. You know, the only thing that makes on the list is an emo girl. But this one doesn't seem to have a personality. And most of the videos are like, oh my god, people staring, but I don't care. I'm just gonna do it anyways.
Instead of calling it like it has no personality, it has like a hollow personality. Clings on to her style probably because it has nothing else to do.
I have to suspect Philip.
And the only thing she gets is the confused reactions. I mean, maybe she's too young to have anything substantial, but it's not really going anywhere. 3 points is 3 points, guys. And emo, I do still feel repulsed by them. The skeleton aesthetic,
By the way,
like what?
because she collabed with one of the winners with those great editing skills. I don't think I can bump into it though. But right there. Is it emo unicorn? Is it emo rainbow style? Is it Gyaro? Like, I don't care, right? It's the best thing so far we found. Although not everyone gets to hide themselves behind that.
So far, well, our first entry to the list, I can spoil you guys, it's the worst one. Maybe you have seen the numbers already.
Like, what are they doing? Shouldn't you be trapped in the nearest kitchen somewhere? You know, that's all you can eat place, of course. With 6 points. I don't know how to name her besides Karaka, using the spam account name. Because she is trying to be cute. She is going kawaii. And there's no, like, real cosplay. I mean, cosplays are expensive. You should have learned that from the previous episode. So she's kind of, like, finding the cheap version of looking pretty. Now, suspecting Filipino face again? Oh, the raves. Wow. That's the one.
Yes, if it's not American or European, you gotta stay cheap. Even Europeans kind of wobble into cheapness. But, you come from those Asian countries, you're cooked.
That's the one we need. No real personality, just looks pretty. I guess sometimes sound bites are interesting.
Cosplay this, cosplay that. You can pay cash or card. So last time I checked, this wasn't a Taco Bell, but if you're gonna order me around, you better pay up. I got a PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. What's gonna be?
And you know what? This is chill activity right now.
I have
It's
stuff
the best
to
I can
do.
get away with.
1 second.
I guess it's the very hot day edition. So we're talking 14 points, and technically she has secondary account, okay, guys? Slutty cosplayer once again, and recently, not that impressive. But you go down the rabbit hole, and you get stuck there. And I hate her fake wigs really badly, but like I thought the format is not gonna work out until she ditched all her useless friends. Because we're not talking when you don't have personality, friends really don't help much. You just get in the way. Just get in front of your camera. I mean, bland bikinis are kind of annoying to me to look at, but it's despite the flaws, it's 14, bro. It's crazy. Probably has been doing the thing for 10 years. 10 years of experience from potato graphics. I mean, usually that's the winner. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I don't know what to show when it's like slutty. Like it gets weird. She has like an outfit and then it turns into a bikini version of that thing. That's her whole thing. Oh yeah, and Mexican. That's her thing, guys. That's her whole formula. It's like, well, I'm not slutty cosplayer until I am. I mean, that's at least human. And that's at least normal to look at. And you see the whole progression, so that's cool. There's something weird I intend to do. Some kind of test, like you write down gamer or a certain cosplay. And if they steal that idea and actually do it, maybe we have more control than we think. I have a feeling this could actually work. I don't even know if a creator has to be a specific size, because the bigger they are, the more resources they have. So they can still just do the damn thing, right, without question. Well, if they're a small creator, it might take a little bit more time, but it would still spin in their heads of like, maybe I do have to do it. It's so weird, but I need to make that experiment somehow. Gamer. I want to be like non-specific, so they have more creative control. Because I don't really prefer anything. So I'll start leaving comments like that that one comment. See what happens. The worst that can happen is I start a trend. Really bad things can happen just because of one word. You don't want to know.
So, when will I start ranting?
I'm gonna give you why would I think this could work in my own words and almost my own language. NPCs, non-compliant. Famous people, yes, compliant. They're almost like on a self-destructive phase.
Alright, I might extract the useful material out of my rant. If we have bonus time, I must sneak in a few more cosplayers, maybe. It's definitely a vibe to get 14, but that also means you get quality, you also get a bonus rant. What can you do?
Self-esteem phase.
Yes, I do believe that it doesn't take much effort to get a wife in life in general. You just pop someone else's bubble, someone else's privacy. You pop it, and then you can't live without them, basically. Because you guys both know how difficult it is to just get a girlfriend or whatever. You both start sharing trauma, and connecting and destroying that relationship would be so difficult, so if you fall in love around 20 years of age, but like you have been lonely for a long time, just one time popping the bubble of privacy is technically enough. But things do tend to change when you talk about cosplayers, when you talk about fame being in the mix. Because this is one of those additional traits that like make life a little bit more difficult. Just because you're famous doesn't mean morality's in the mix. Which morality does not even exist on the internet, by the way. Nada. There's no such thing. It's trying to manifest itself, but right now it's not fully established, it's not growing from the ground up. People are not interested in morality, otherwise they would watch my content, actually. Not the GOONER content, of course. But even this one is helpful because it morally lifts up people who are seeking fame. I mean, this is good content, if you ask me, that they provide. Even though it's TikTok dancing, it's a competition, it's simple, everyone likes it. They get compliments. If you get compliments, you're making good content. I don't get compliments, that's the fucking difference. I don't really know what the last checkmark is, and I think I have it. But that's all you need to know. Because if internet, after so many years, doesn't have morality in place, you definitely don't have to worry about the last possible thing you can add as a difficulty level. And here, only fame matters. It doesn't feel moral to just wear a bikini. It doesn't help anyone, right? You're technically just cheerleading, and hopefully you're cheerleading for the good people, right? Here's me explaining one aspect of morality. Let's say you're lonely all of a sudden. You wake up one day, You're lonely. How do you solve this problem? Well, you don't have ability to solve the problem.
You ain't gonna, like, for free. What are you talking about? You want to give attention and your attention gets consumed. As if they fucking bought it. So the takeaway, like, what happens when you're lonely? Do I have tokens that I can spend? Can I wave to someone? Please, pay attention to me right now. I feel lonely. Yes. What are my options? Right? No, I'm just like, I can turn around. It's desert wasteland here. Alright? It's an uninhabitable place with a bunch of predators around. And my situation is not getting worse. It's getting still.
Yeah, you don't get tokens from any money. You can't spend those tokens to finally fill in the gaps of loneliness. You just have to survive the ugly days. Figure out a solution all by yourself of how to feel less lonely. And technically, cosplayers, again, play a role in this, doesn't it?
Out of control, which is like everyone else.
I mean, I would be way less lonely if people appreciated my work.
Not actually.
Another interesting example of morality, not feeling edible.
I don't give a fuck, bro. Holy shit. I try to eat egg, but when I bite into it, it's not very good. I don't understand. That's what consumers do.
They bite into eggs and they're confused of like, why egg not tasty? Consumers without instructions, they're definitely not capable of judging the product properly, using it properly. If you get a bunch of Legos and you don't have instructions, you're probably not gonna enjoy them as much because you cannot build anything, because to be a consumer is to just follow instructions. It's as sad as it is the reality. Because why be creative when you just like want to recreate the thing that you can build, basically? Like, but that's what makes Lego so stupid. And I personally grew out of them because I don't see no value in that shit. Either I build my own things and those things are meaningful somehow, which is not the case. They would just stand there and take up space. It's useless. Or I have to follow instructions. But what's the point of that? So no, I grew out of it. Some grown-ass people still enjoy playing chess, solving puzzles. They're stuck in a consumption mode because there's nowhere else to go. Fascinating.
And then in the end of the day, the problem of consumers, they're not human beings. They're not.
So, I guess you're catching on. I'm talking about consumers. They are barely human. They're more like animals that find loose food laying around and they taste test it. But they also give opinion about it. You have to live with that shit too. I mean, the benefit is you make something free, but the downside is people will not appreciate it as much. Sometimes you can't do anything about it. Well, I'm still okay with people hating the content that they eat. I just want them to be more humble when they do it, especially when they're not actually critics, they're not trusted source. There should be a little bit more self-awareness in general embedded into the internet. That's where morality would come in.
I'm like a bloated balloon about to just unleash my fury.
Well, we're gonna be reworking this. I'm still optimistic about 20 minutes.
Right? So if you fail, you fail. This is the stakes. Now, since you don't have the exit plan. If you fail, you fail. That's another devastating blow.
Exit plan is an interesting idea. Women won't be pretty forever. Won't be pretty and juicy. They need to know when to exit the being single period. Pretending that you have ways to make wealth for yourself. I am predicting as the population ages, there's going to be less and less women who are capable of just teasing you, basically.
I trash the women. Good women are good for something. Bad women.
I trash the women. It works. It can smell like desperation, and women are attracted by desperation of like, are you trashing women because you're jealous, because you're sad and too lonely? And that actually attracted a woman in my life. But there's another thing about fame. If you don't have fame, you have to have some kind of other values of just being richer in some capacity. Having something to offer. Trying to make the relationship more tangible and what's not. Of like, let's meet somewhere, right? if you do have fame and you show care, it's a lot easier to show care of, like, no, you show you're busy, you show your busyness, but you still care about this other person, you still talk to them, you still hang out. Like, that's a fucking big deal. Which is why you should never trust people who are not famous. They have a lot of tricks up their sleeves of just hiding themselves. They have to. They have to constantly hide themselves. A lot of low quality women are just gonna do that, just gonna succumb to weird ass hiding strategies. I still think it gets better. I still think if you truly pay attention, you're gonna be fine. And I will be sending this message to men a few more times, because all of them need to know this, right? Generating these insights, I think I, had a healthy amount of interactions with women, even though it seems scarce, but sprinkled throughout history, it's an interesting collection. And to truly spice things up, you can do this every now and then, right? Find the good ones. We made it to the halfway point of the video.
I mean, I would like to disassociate.
I think it's a cool strategy of how to make videos, right? If you are entering a rant, then just let it slide. You're not gonna upload this video likely, so now I'm reworking it, but as I'm revisiting, I can pick like which concepts are important for this topic and which ones can be used later. Because right now, like when you emotionally just want to express yourself, a lot of things will come out, and a lot of things can be good, a lot of things can be good for other videos. So now I can do the critical thinking part of what are you supposed to hear that would empower you to watch my videos, enjoy my videos, enjoy discovering new names and new personalities that have made it past the filter.
Go ahead, but you have to reveal it right after the best.
Interesting insight that school is society and outside world with social media is more like a community where you communicate. I mean, that's the foundation internet was built upon, that it's not like for children. Children have school for this. You might do well in school in two aspects. You're going to get a wonderful relationship, or you're going to get very good grades and move on to another prestigious school after another, land a good job. Your life is basically set one way or the other. Or you get a good relationship and you still figure something out that's straightforward. Schools are probably more influential than I, let them be in my brain thinking about it. There's sometimes like this core group of people that doesn't just are forever friends with each other because they were classmates. Fascinating stuff. It definitely leaves a permanent mark. Unless you fail school, unless you fail those two aspects, then you have the social media attempt of like, let's see how you communicate with other people, if they actually care about you, and you can start grinding on that one. It took me actually quite a while to even recognize social media as useful. But after I've, successfully done it to myself, I felt the impact, but I never felt the results. I felt the impact that I'm becoming a much better human being, that I'm going through another school period, and now here I am, judging other people's work.
My category. That's great. You justify love. Like, you deserve more than other people. You put effort. They put effort. That's a match. And it's a whole different level, so you have to take fame into account. If you're an NPC, you're like crushing on.
Would you deserve something like this? A girlfriend like that? It's an interesting thought process, because it makes it much more satisfying to watch content that you deserve to materialize. Way more exciting, absolutely.
Yeah, like connect.
Women are actually pretty good at creating scarcity. This is why people are so keen of OnlyFans, even though OnlyFans is the worst version of porn. Like, what are you getting from OnlyFans? But it's just, they want it. They want that woman in particular. And it's just, women are so good at manipulating in that sense with the right tools. You can imagine that women might offer less and less for more and more. I mean, Sounds pretty weird, but there is something to it. Because, like, it's less and less, but it's, like, more personal. OnlyFans is like Bitcoin, it's just a piece of a system. Not really perfect. I don't think women should be selling lewd content to begin with as their primary objective. They should be selling something more human, you know? Something more moral. Something that people want more and it helps them more in life. More of the same thing, like, it's not that helpful. It's just another form of desperation.
I don't just criticize, I judge.
So yeah, we just talked about Sims, guys. Wake up.
Judge.
Yep, my rant is very long and it includes a lot of stuff.
Instagram for looking pretty, right? This should be my level.
If you ask, how do I feel? What is my level? What is my power level? 1 million followers on Instagram probably translates to what my influence level is. Again, internet does not understand morality, cannot establish morality anywhere. You don't get to see the real number of me. And it's very difficult to tell as a result. I can tell you how many ways I'm nerfed by life itself. How many things I'm in pain with. That should give you more clues that I can just, like, make the best quality videos by default. But what I was able to perform, I mean, I do feel better than, like, a lot of people. And my judgment abilities probably bring me to this level where, like, it's certain that I'm a badass person. 1 million followers or subscribers, they confirm that you are a badass person one way or the other. You're doing something right for sure. It's guaranteed. It's no longer really that questionable. Even at 100,000 subscribers, it's questionable, actually. But 1 million makes it solid, so technically it's the easiest way to, like, snap into, yeah, this person is a badass cosplayer, is the milestone you have to reach to prove that right now. While I only need to prove competence to myself and anyone who cares.
Level, it gets a little bit tough. It's already like much you behave.
1 million is now reaching to the next category of people. And the final category, I think, is at 20 million. Past that, the top tier category. So there's A listed, there's B listed, like these ones. There's C listed, who are the other ones. You know, the below 10 points, but they still appear on the list. They still get through my filter. And then there's the D ones who are trying, but they're not generating much success at all. Or they haven't committed yet fully. Or they still have a lot to learn.
Whereas they treat you like trash.
It is so funny, at this point of the video, I thought I'll just gonna finish it. Just gonna say goodbye, but nope, there's still 24 minutes.
I hope I'm successful.
I'm truly fascinated by cosplayers because after your eyes consume so much material, you start visualizing and imagining, and you're having these deja vu moments where it's like, man, it's gonna happen, right? You get this human material of a human doing human things to make you feel better. Simple, right? If you're not succeeding on social media, very likely you're just gonna evolve to the next level, to the politics, to morality. Oh, so where would I get the proof of my experience on this platform that I'm a legit judge, a legit critic? The idea is that I'm not chasing fame, first of all, as criticizing people. I'm here to unblur the lines of what's going on, fish out the good ones, and explain why they are good. But most importantly, I've tried many channels, and they're suffocating under 1,000 subscribers. It's that threshold where you can monetize your content, where things become more tangible and more attractive for people in general, right? Below that, it's just pure survival, and you meet a lot of haters. At some point, it becomes, like, completely unsustainable You're putting so much effort for such little gain. But if you chasing experience, it is often better to just lose a bunch of times than trying to maximize your efforts or maximize your level of manipulation or whatever. You have the rest of your life to think about. If you maximize manipulation, you're not going to be looked at as a moral person in case people decide to do that one day.
Themselves nerf them these beautiful.
A business awaits. Everything I'm doing can still be turned into business. It's technically a downgrade, but it remains as my creation. Every single thing I'm doing can be its own, like, TV show thing. You can always add more charm and attractiveness to everything. You can always invest into whatever you believe in. I just have a hard time getting the ball rolling, you know? That's when things tend to grow exponentially, but apparently there's this, dead zone, wilderness that you spawn into, and it's not supposed to be happening on the internet. That what makes it immoral.
That's what it is. I mean, women are just like physically bags of candy. If anything, bags of candy. And some bags have more candy.
At some point, I had a theory that women don't exist, but if we actually improve the definition, they're bags of candy. Most women don't want to exist. Okay, most women don't like fame. Okay, that's fine. You don't get to exist at all. But the ones that do exist, they are bags of candy currently. So we're just making taste tests of candy. That's all I'm doing, Ace. But there is benefit, like nutritional benefit for eating candy. It makes you feel better. Like, it actually is doing its thing. I think it's the closest metaphor currently available. Bags of candy, bags of chips. The only reason this metaphor a little bit breaks down because it's more like a subscription as well at the same time. You buy a bag of chips, but you also subscribe a little bit to more chips, but not the entire bag, just a little bit more at some point. Or maybe you revisit and it has a bigger bag next time. The metaphor breaks down because these people are living creatures and they keep adding more stuff in there. But I guess it doesn't because, like, every now and then a new bag of chips is introduced, which is just repackaged old chips with a slightly different spice. Technically, that's what happens when you eat another bag of chips. You want slightly different flavor. They offer you a different flavor. They try to sell you something more. But since you have eaten most of this content, you're gonna skip around way more if you revisit the whole thing. I don't know. It's a cool metaphor. Oh no. I messed it up. Messed up my commentary because my headphones are unplugged. Okay, let's try again. So I've seen a post on Instagram saying that post cosplays in the comments. Now that we have ability to post pictures in the comments, I want to see them and stalk your profiles, basically. And it's such a weird thing, Instagram instantly became more tangible. The game is fundamentally changing already as a result. And the game is shifting and changing and evolving. You can see it across the board, I guess. But the glitch part is that I was thinking about it deeply, right? I unlocked it, the inside. The inside is manifesting in real life. The realization that I have to do something. Like, I have to take action at certain level, basically. And not everything is tangible. When it comes to relationships, it is still tangible to, like, upload YouTube videos. That's the whole point. If enough people start seeing it, it's very good. Like, you achieved some kind of level. But even more powerful is the godlike level that I've also have reached. The invention level, the perpetual interest level. where you cannot possibly be killed. You know, the immortality. Anyways, I had a girl in my life that could potentially end up doing tangible things, which is the requirement for us to connect those tangible things, cross over into each other's universe. It's the only thing that works for the next level.
How about find what kinds of you take first steps? I'm excited to see what my life is going to look like 5 years later, right? Because it's not going to be the same, right? That's the cool part. I think the most common advice my audience needs to know is to not feel bad.
It is almost annoying because excitement is also fear. Something that is exciting is also very scary. And it's another hit into your face that, like, the world has changed, you have to adapt somehow, you have to find your space.
Consuming, all right? Like, you have to apologize to them, you have to be nice to them, blah, blah, blah. The NPC
Women can detect desperation.
level desperation can be weighed out pretty easily. But it's not free as well. It's like, who's watching this content? If they would be self-aware, they would know that next level of desperation is like some kind of level of loneliness, right? To not have a girlfriend because you're watching this content. So there's so many aspects.
Yes, at some point, cosplayers, by being self-aware, they would understand what the audience member is desperate for. What is it lacking? And the more power that they have to manipulate an outcome, they would be able to, like, force a relationship. They'll find the most desperate person, and they start doing something, right? That's the conjunction with crush, desperation. Like, you lost it. You just overly focused on that one person. And the other person, they can use that in some kind of advantage, or they can just, like, agree, that's my exit strategy, we can have relationship, that sort of stuff. So this is still, like, ongoing thing. Like, I'm in my 30s, and it's still just, like, only getting exciting. Men have it easy in the relationship case because women have to actually do most of the decision making. So you just sit back and relax. You just enjoy the show of what women decide to do with you, right? They're not just chasing 1% because they're delusional, but they're hoping that the 1% still wants to hang out with them. Like, they need to know how desperate they should be, and they start lowering their standards, starting from 1%. When they need the exit strategy, you have to start lowering and lowering your standards. Men can just live their life, and whatever happens, happens. They can even trade up. They can break up, trade up. So there's a lot of stuff that's actually in men's favor besides loneliness. All right? So I'm sort of, like, cracking the system, but the system is also introducing the next level entirely.
All right?
As I'm
One
doing
will
this.
prevail, that happening too. It's very possible. I mean, if you can see me rant for so long about random things, I could be talking.
Anything can be tangible. If someone likes me ranting, just yapping, and they can actually vibe with that, that's a tangible thing that's still across the internet. Surprisingly, it's tangible. Like, a strong connection is required, not like this consumer mentality that I had in one relationship where, you know, we consume a conversation and conversation starts getting ugly and messy and needy, and it's, like, desperate of, like, shit, now I have to deal with her needing things and stuff.
Actually, should use the philosopher because he's able to.
So let's say a society has a philosopher, and for the longest of time, philosopher is completely useless because we don't know what to do with him. But at some point, the system can crack and make use of a said philosopher. And all of a sudden, philosopher becomes the most popular kid, the coolest kid. Everyone is asking him questions, and it's just never ending. Something can always snap into place. It's so weird.
Predict something
So when something new happens, you really have to pay attention. What does it mean?
person keep on going.
Like, this LARPing thing is a new thing, and we don't know where it's gonna go. So what is the end statement? How about we check out her profile? Whoever fucking triggered me, I just started following her, so... Okay, she's not that interesting to look at, but there's one thing I can do, is spend my attention. Okay, you don't get it, like squeeze lemon juice, because I can still do that. there's still a factor of motivation to add a bonus round. I don't know if you caught on to this, but I will leave gamer. You know, and that would make it more tangible if she kind of reacts to my comments, whoever she might be. Is that super fancy tangible thing? It's like, wow. Then you're not squeezing lemons, you're squeezing tangerines. Bam! Pepe Loxama. She's kind of like Sam Noodle Soup. Like, she has amazing aesthetic. Like, no personality, but like everything is maxed on aesthetic. What does that mean? Like, she looks super pretty and can pose in fascinating ways. You know, aesthetic is also art. Like, what is even going on? And yet, no one did that. So it's the coolest thing ever. Not a lot of content, that's the problem. Oh yeah, when you're making judgment, when you're fishing around, what matters is now the count of followers, because maybe she was not discovered yet, and like she needs more recognition. Or they have a lot of followers and they're not doing that well. It could paint the opposite story. Actually, the record has been broken once more. By someone with 31,000 followers. Like, she is a phenomenon, bro. What is going on? It's literally pixel quality determines everything or something. I don't get it. And she has a lot of content, too. Which is a requirement. The previous record is 16 points. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I can't forget. 17. She looks like this! So everyone can actually do it. She started with potato. Now, because she's doing it and not getting actual followers, it gets a little weird. But I've never seen anything like this. Like, perfect personality. Extrovert, max extrovert level outfits. So super revealing, and it's friend content that actually works. Because they're doing something properly. Kind of. It gets in that territory, though. I knew it, guys. I knew it. The Asians have the best personalities. It's finally proven. And she was buried, too. I guess that's another factor. It's just enough. It's so weird. 31,000. This video feels like some kind of achievement, some kind of transcendental moment. See you guys next time. I mean, like, this is crazy. This is the best achievement. Nobody found it except me? Or nobody likes it as much as I do? Somehow she transforms her face into just the coolest person. Yeah, sometimes it feels like quality's missing, but it's like, fuck it. She's the best. She's just simply the best. See you guys next time.